For years, many television fans assumed that Tom Selleck and James Garner were simply two stars from different eras. One was the rugged face of Magnum, P.I. The other was the charming rebel who defined the Rockford Files. Their names were often mentioned together, their careers frequently compared, yet something about that comparison never quite sat right. Because behind the public admiration and the headlines, there was a deeper story hiding in plain sight. And when Tom Selleck finally reflected on James Garner later in life, many realized the truth was far different from what they had imagined. The mystery wasn't about rivalry. It wasn't about scandal. In many ways, it was about something much rarer in Hollywood: respect. Honestly, that's what makes this story so fascinating. Long before Tom Selleck became one of television's most recognizable leading men, he was still trying to find his place in an industry known for crushing confidence as quickly as it creates stars. Auditions came and went. Opportunities appeared and disappeared. Like countless actors before him, he experienced rejection far more often than success. At the time, nobody understood what was really happening behind those closed doors. While audiences would later see effortless confidence, the young Selleck was still searching for a path. Meanwhile, James Garner had already become something of a legend. Garner wasn't simply admired because he was talented. He was respected because he played the game differently. According to those who worked with him, he challenged studios when he felt actors were treated unfairly. He reportedly valued authenticity over image and honesty over publicity. In an industry built on illusion, Garner developed a reputation for being refreshingly real. And that reputation traveled. As Selleck's own career began to rise, those lessons stayed with him. Then came the breakthrough. Magnum, P.I. transformed Tom Selleck into a cultural phenomenon almost overnight. Suddenly he was everywhere. Magazine covers, interviews, primetime television. Millions watched him each week. Yet behind the applause came a pressure that few outsiders could understand. But here's what most people never realized. Success often brings a new kind of uncertainty. Those close to the industry remember that television fame can create expectations that become difficult to escape. Actors risk becoming trapped by the very characters that made them famous. Many believe this was one of the reasons Selleck paid close attention to figures like James Garner, who had already navigated those challenges years earlier. And that's when everything changed. As time passed, Selleck began speaking more openly about the performers who influenced him. Again and again, James Garner's name surfaced. Not because of controversy, not because of conflict, but because Garner represented something increasingly uncommon in Hollywood: longevity without losing yourself. The first turning point came when Selleck recognized that career success alone wasn't enough. Garner's example suggested that personal integrity mattered just as much. The second arrived as the television landscape evolved. New stars emerged. Trends changed. Entire generations of viewers moved on. Yet Garner's reputation endured, because audiences trusted him. And the third turning point was perhaps the most powerful of all. As Selleck entered the later chapters of his own remarkable career, he found himself looking back rather than forward. The noise of Hollywood seemed less important. The awards mattered less. What remained were the people whose examples stood the test of time. The years have a way of stripping away illusions. In the quieter moments of reflection, many actors discover that the greatest achievements are not measured in ratings or headlines. They're measured in character, in reputation, in the way colleagues remember you long after the cameras stop rolling. For a time, both men experienced periods when the spotlight dimmed. Projects ended. Trends shifted. Public attention moved elsewhere. Yet neither disappeared from cultural memory. There was something enduring about them. Something grounded. Perhaps that is the truth Tom Selleck eventually came to appreciate most about James Garner. Not that he was perfect. Not that he was larger than life. But that he remained unmistakably human. Today, younger generations continue discovering both men through reruns, streaming platforms, and television history. Their work survives because it captured something timeless. Confidence without arrogance. Strength without cruelty. Fame without losing perspective. And maybe that's why this story still matters. Because in an industry often obsessed with image, James Garner reminded people that authenticity never goes out of style. And through his reflections, Tom Selleck helped ensure that lesson would not be forgotten. The strange thing about legends is that their greatest influence is often invisible while they're here. Only later do we recognize how many lives they quietly shaped. If you enjoyed this story, share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what James Garner and Tom Selleck meant to you. And don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more untold stories from Hollywood's most unforgettable stars. Because sometimes the most powerful legacy isn't the role someone played on screen, it's the example they leave behind when the curtain finally falls.